Are you like me? If so, what you'll do is when you notice something is broken or what have you, you'll go ahead and order the parts immediately. And the mailman will bring them, and then they'll sit on your porch for 6 months, you know, whatever. So I'm kind of tired of that. So we're gonna get rid of these. I ordered all these chains, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them on there. Or we're gonna put one on and then make sure that everything plays nice. But we're gonna do that right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man, and in one of our planting attempts there, we had chains of sadness where one chain broke and I didn't realize it. I don't think it was broken very long. Even back looking at the video footage of it, it was on there when we started, so it wasn't, I don't think, even a whole round. I think it was like half a round, and then I noticed that it was gone. So that led me to, you know, trying to run to town the next day, trying to get enough to get going. Could not, could not get a roll of this chain. It's 41 chain, which consequently is what they said the deer planters use too. So that must be like a industry standard thing for some reason, you know. So they sold me, they had some pre-cut links, and I think their links were, or the ones they had were 98 inches long. So I had to get 2 of those and then make this chain here. So there's one that's, you know, sawed part way off so that it matched the old one. But I think what we're gonna do here now is we are going to just slap on the new ones. I got enough to do. I guess I didn't get enough to do the whole thing. I excluded that new one we put on. So anyway, it's going to stay, but I got enough to do. And part of the reason I did that is because these are 120 link chains, and they were only like $8 and something. They're made in India. That's even closer than China, like the John Deere chain was. So that's bound to be a little better, right? Let's start back here on one that we've already had off, and you know, that we might be able to get to easy, just to make sure that these are gonna work. And no, why would I, you know, why would things be easy to get to? They wouldn't. There's the connecting link. I don't even know where to put you that you're not gonna be in the way. But there's our connecting link. See, this chains on a machine are kind of a two-edged sword, because you want to keep them oiled up so that they stay nice, but when you do that, they get covered with dirt. So, you know, less is more sometimes. I think a lot of the old-timey operator books, they said all the time to, like over the winter time, take them off and soak them in oil. And I can see the merits of that, because you could, you know, springtime, put the chain on and it'll probably sit there a little bit and kind of dry off somewhat, but the oil will still be inside where it needs to be. So yeah, look at that. 120 pitches. It's almost like a baseball game. That was cool. I sucker punched you right in the face. Luckily, I don't think I destroyed the camera, did I? Oh well. You can't have nice things forever. And the planter being down is kind of foolish, because that means the chains are at their tightest. Although that might be nice to be able to see right away whether it's really what we wanted. Now, dum-dum, you just lost the connecting link again. You did that last time we tried this. I felt it hit my leg there. That's brand new. I'd like to kind of save it, you know. My plan is to save all these old chains and have them hanging there so that if there's an emergency again, I can just grab one and go. Boy, that looks pretty, but it almost looks bigger. It says 41. Let's take the... I might use my connecting link I just had instead of opening a new one. Watch that be the thing that gets me. Do you want to watch what's happening? See, we got to go under the bottom idler. Under the bottom idler. And then over the top idler. And then the bottom idler will let it roll away. Would be a lot easier if the planer was up in the air, because the chains would have more slack in them. But I like to do things the difficult way. Just hang out there a minute, chain. Osmoline. Oh, what fun. Yeah, that's nasty. Come on now, chain. Play nice with me. There. All right. That looks right. Comparable to the others. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise it up in the air, because that will relieve a little bit of this tension, in which case it'll be easier to connect them back together, see? Another benefit of that is it's going to be more difficult to reach the ones in front. I'm always thinking, you know. Do we want to be miserable right away and crawl under there and do those? Or do we want to take the easy road and do all the back ones? Well, maybe we ought to just go right to left and just crawl under. That way, if the hydraulics fail, it'll kill us by smashing us between the wheel and the frame. All I can ask is that my death is instant. I don't want a lot of crushing and flopping around. Just smush me and move on. Sure. Fall away. Fall away. This is fun too, because the acrobatics involved in this are just spectacular. Now, you're going to want to watch. You can kind of see there. But given that these are oh shoot, these have been on there a minute, I bet they're not going to come apart easily. And dumbo me, all I grabbed was a screwdriver to come in here. Probably grab. I tell you what, I dropped every single one of these freaking links. Okay. But you see how it took the tension off of this chain by doing it this way? It just made it so much more better to do this job. Oh yes, this is so much fun. So much fun. I'm probably overreacting too, you know. Maybe I should wait until they fail to change them. But I really don't want all these chains laying around. That seems foolish, to have all the new parts and never use them. Is that all the way around there? Jeez. Okay. Now, hang out there a minute. Don't. Oh, I'm coated in the Cosmo. And that makes it hard to do anything. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to put that on there. It's working. Come on. There. I'm in a very odd, contorted position to do this. Come on. Well. Can't see what I'm doing. That's part of the problem. There. Look at that beautiful Indian chain. Lovely. I mean, in theory, in addition to just looking snazzy, you know, the point of this is, like I showed the other day, those two chains side by side, these new ones should be a little bit shorter since they're brand new. They haven't stretched as much, and that should help. I notice, like when I'm turning on the ends, sometimes they look pretty saggy, you know, some of them do. So I'm hoping that this fixes it. There may be a couple idlers we need to give attention to. This one's pretty good. It springs back up. But there was one, like, I don't remember which one it was, but I noticed it wasn't wanting to move as free as I think it should. So we might give that attention too. We might just ignore it because it's go time. I don't know. But we're going to keep plugging on. Yeah, camera too hot, shut off. I'm still plugging away at this project. I guess before we get carried away, here's the part number. If you have these units, 5100 units, and you need this, they have it. Also, another thing that's on our list of things to do to this some point is rebuild every cylinder on it, because every one of them leaks a slight bit. Not enough, like it won't set down overnight, but you can see that it's covered everything with garbage, so at some point it's been leaking enough to take notice. But I'm trying to, I don't even know how to do what I'm trying to do here, because I just ain't got no room. That's the only thing I don't like about this setup. When you got units on both bars, it's very hard to get to the front ones. You know, that was part of the allure of the double bar planter, was that you could have the units on the back and you had the front bar for no-till or your wheel lift and whatever else. I mean, you didn't have to have so much struggles, but in the configuration I got, I guess I could find a whole bunch of 6000 series units and make this a true 6600 double bar frame planter, which is what I always wanted. I remember pricing one of those new years ago, and I was just a kid. They didn't know that, but it was about 16,000 back then, which by today's standards is probably not much. I'm trying to figure out what the best way is to lose these pieces, because I've been doing an excellent job at that, you know, dropping them. I don't think I can contort. I mean, I can't illustrate to you how difficult this is for me, being the size that I am, to be in here like this. The only good thing is I'm getting better at this. After having done several of them, I'll be able to do this in no time flat. Kind of like take the radiator out of an 1855. I got so good at that one year, I could just about do it without taking the sheet metal off. I mean, before I had this one record, it just refused to stop leaking. And now it's leaking again. I see the seam in the top tank. Okay. Sure. It's a lot easier to work with 60 and 80 chain, you know, something you can get your hands around. I think I got it. Yep. See, there's an idler that I'm not convinced is idling. Or is it? It is. The reason is it's working. I just can't do what I did to it. It's probably getting to be time to take each meter off and go through it, do bushings and whatever they need, but baby steps, friends. Let's wait till it destroys itself before we worry about stuff like that. Oh, I can feel it knifing me in the back. Oh, the next one's gonna be fun. I can tell you that now. See, this one I have no room because of the way that it is. On the real 6600 double bar planters, the transmission is on the side, but in this configuration, it's right here. So you ain't got no room at all. It's not a big deal as far as that goes, because once you got it set up, I just leave it alone. But it is a big deal as far as working on it. And I don't know how I'm gonna get it, to be honest with you. This is quite the contortion act. And of course I don't see the connector link. No, see how loose that was? I don't like that. Well, once again, that was like the Knutsen's Asian cousin, Holy Knutsen. That was a lot of work. I had to lean over top of this unit, stand on the tire to reach it. But I think I got it. You be the judge. I think it's on everything it's supposed to be. Now we'll crawl out and do those 3. And then the back one should be a breeze compared to this, shouldn't they? I mean, it should just feel like, you know, West Virginia. Almost heaven? Sure. I also thought of something else. I was a dum-dum. What a shocker, right? Well, next time when I order parts, which I'm going to do soon because I need to get more bearings. You missed out on the other night when I was almost done in the dark and both bearings went out of one of the rolling baskets. So yeah, luckily I had some on hand, but now I have none. So I need to order replacements to have extras of that stuff. So when I do that, I'm going to order 4 or 5 more of these chains. I think I'm going to replace the one that is the 2-piece so that they all match. And then I'm going to have new ones in the box, 2 or 3 of them. And that's what I'm going to have on hand for when this happens. I'm not going to save these garbage ones. I'm going to throw them in the scrap pile and be done with it. And then I will have, you know, brand new 41 chain in the box, ready to roll if I need that. Right now what I'm going to need is a knee replacement after trying to get out of this. There. Down we go. Where she stops, nobody knows. I know, the hospital. I'm nervous. I want that to be on there. I'm pretty sure it is, but yeah. I'm thinking Arby's. No, I'm thinking that I am going to work on some of the back ones now to give myself a rest from that sadness, because that's what it is, sadness. And I'm gonna pick up the trash before the wind or Buddy the dog carries it off. Like all the trash you see in the background is probably not that I intentionally put it there. It's probably that I never got it picked up, and then Buddy the dog or Mother Nature decided it'd be real cool to just scatter it all over the earth before I could ever do anything about it. So, yeah. I don't like it, is what I'm saying. It just happens. Well, that's pretty neat. I gotta look at that box there. It's got my name on it. How about that? Let's set you guys there. Motorcycle. All right, let's head out. All right, let's hit the street. Bam, bam. Yeah, it's got my name and some series of numbers. Who knows what that means? Double price, probably. See, these we can work on right out in the open. Oh no! Talk about in the nick of time. Check this out. Got it. That's not even, no, I'm not faking that. That is how it was. That did not have, that did not have another few rounds in it before she was coming out. Thank goodness we're doing this. That would have been so sad. And this one is easily seen from the tractor, so probably would have caught it, but man, that's almost like that 4180 lube chain. Remember that? When we took that all apart and it was like coming apart. Okay, see, this is the one with the bad idler. And unfortunately, my AGCO order has not gotten here yet. Maybe it will tomorrow, in which case we will swap out idlers real quick. But no, that needs replaced, that idler, because it's chewed up. And how about a visual on what I'm talking about? The bushing is crap in there, and I ordered new ones. All the stuff is on its way. It just maybe hasn't hasn't made it to my front porch yet. See, by now you should realize that my goal with this planter is about like everything else around here. We buy it, we make it work, and then each year after that we make it a little bit better. We don't do it all at once because we would break the bank doing that and then be able to buy more toys. So we do a little at a time. We fix the super important things that would make it not plant. And then we nitpick service items as we go along. Last year's big to-do was all of the disc openers we put on. We did all that. Now this year, since we had a chain failure, I went around specifically and double checked every chain and idler and everything, and if it looks like it's time, then it's getting replaced. Last year we also put on a bunch of tires too on the press wheels and stuff, and that'll be another continuous adventure too. It needs more, but we're doing them as it needs it, you know. Oh, daylight's a wasting away, friends. I didn't get done as much today as I wanted, but Sunday is the day of rest. And I kind of believe in that because it just seems like every time you try to do something on Sunday, you pay dearly for it. So I just got into the habit of not doing anything. If it's the day that I get to take a nap, so be it. Because I would rather not destroy all my equipment for no reason. And I have years of proof of this, you know. I remember as a kid, get in a hurry and we gotta do something on Sunday, gotta do it. And every single time, without fail, if you do something on a Sunday, it's gonna fall apart. And then another rendition of that is this last field that I got to do. It seems like it's cursed. Everything I do in there, something falls off. It doesn't matter whether you're on the combine or planters or whatever, you lose something every time you go out there. And so I'd rather just not do that thing. I would rather skip one day, which in this case it doesn't matter because it really was too wet. If I had filmed it, which I didn't because I was in a hurry, I want to get this done, you could see that it just needs a day to dry. Now that it's cut open, it should work good in a couple days. Probably like tomorrow, provided I don't get into something for somebody else. And I do have to say, I did today something that I don't ever do. I told somebody no. And it wasn't a difficult job either. But it was one of those things that every year they want me to do, and it kind of annoys me. And so, tough luck. Nobody's guilting me into stuff. Well, sadness is setting in. The sun is setting and sadness is setting in. So, probably gonna table this and not get done, but that's okay. You've seen enough of it. You don't need to see it all if it gets too dark. Basically, this is not an interesting video. You're just listening to me talk. But we're getting it. Like I said, we're getting better at it each time we do it. Alright, well, the sun set on me, but I got them all except these outside two. So I'll slap those on in the daylight, and then this project will be done. And like I said, I'll just order some more new ones and have those on the shelf in case of failure. But I think they will last a long time, especially since those other ones were about to come apart, as we saw. So Good deal. All right, it's the next day. Like I said, I got 2 more of these. I'd like to just get that done real quick, and then I'll get back to whatever I was actually working on. And I've gotten pretty good at doing this, so, you know. Although this one is a hard to get to one too, kind of. Well, that worked out good. The old connector link fell out when came out here when I did that, so now don't have to look for it. Know where it is. Come on. Now, you don't have to be that way. There we go. It's a lot easier to do this in the daylight. I think we're good there. Thank goodness. Oh, good. It's right up here too. Sure enough, there it goes. All right, all new chains. I think we're gonna have us something here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put one of these in the toolbox just in case, and then we will call this a success. We'll get to try it out after a while, hopefully. So yeah, we're gonna call this video here while we accomplish something, and hopefully, you know, we'll see this in action in one of the next videos. So that's where we'll leave this one. Do you suffer from low intelligence and are easily entertained? Well, then hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment, and that way we can keep making entertainment that your feeble minds can understand. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.